And then grab your strap. And we're just going to use our strap as we connect with our breath for some shoulder stretches. So put your strap maybe, and if you have an elastic band, you might want to bring it in a little closer, because then when you stretch it, it might stretch too much. So you want it maybe just a little wider than your shoulders. So holding the strap in your hands, closing your eyes, feet are hip distance apart, and find yourself grounded in all four corners of your feet, your heels, the balls of your feet. Lifting your toes have flexibility, softening your knees, working our way up, our hips, neutral. So maybe just pull your belly button in just a little bit as we start coming up, opening the chest, pressing shoulder blades into your spine, softening the features of your face, bringing the crown of your head towards the ceiling, and then begin to breathe. Start inhaling through your nose, exhaling through your nose. Start introducing some vitality, energy. Start lengthening your breath. Don't be afraid to make your breath audible. Take 2 more breaths here. And with your next inhale, bring those shoulders up to meet your ears. And then bring them back, way back, and then bring them down. Shoulders up to meet ears. Bring them down, bring them down. Relax. With your next inhale, bring your arms up holding the strap. And then exhale, and then twist or bend towards the right. Letting that left hip cock outward. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend towards the left. Planting those hips. Good. Inhale, reach up. And then exhale, bring those arms down. And then hold your strap a little bit wider, because we're going to do some pass-throughs for our shoulders. And most of us don't have a lot of shoulder mobility, is a little difficult. So now I have it, probably a hand's, width more than your shoulders. So lift the strap up as you inhale. And then as you exhale, bring it back behind you. And you might have to loose as far as you can, and then bring it back forward. This time, inhale, reaching the arms up, and then you're not gonna do a bend. You're just bringing your shoulders over to the left, and then make a big circle around your head. So using the strap just to make a big circle around your head. Good. Now switch directions. Big circles. Inhaling as you come down, exhaling. Inhaling as you come up, exhaling as you come down. And then find yourself back in neutral. Lift the strap one more time up. And now with our strap a little bit wider, see if you can bring it all the way down and back. That's good. Wow. Good mobility. Bringing it back up. And then all the way back down. And then coming up. Inhale, reach up with your strap. Exhale, fold forward. Soften your knees. And then sort of walk it out. Good. And then introduce a big bend in your right leg, straightening out the left and opening up to the left.
Gaze is up. Shoulders stacked. Wonderful. And fold forward. Do the other side. Straighten the right leg. Big bend in the left. Opening up to the right. Gaze is up towards your thumb. And then coming back down. Walking it out one more time. Toe heel your feet together. So now your feet are coming together. Really soften your knees so you're almost crouching down, and then just launch up, reach up. Reach, reach, reach. Bring length, space to each of the vertebrae. Reach, and then fold forward. And then in our forward fold, plant your hands onto the mat and bring your left leg back, and then find yourself in a low lunge. Bring your hands up to heart center. We're in a low lunge. And then we're going to twist to the right. So you're going to bring your elbow to catch your leg, to catch your thigh or your knee, just underneath your knee. And your hands are in a prayer position. And ideally, your elbows are stacked. So your gaze is up, and you're stacked. So we do this in chair, but right now we're just doing it in our low lunge. And then even from here, and I don't know if you guys have done this before, you can open your arms, okay? You're opening your arms and you're reaching up, your gaze is up, you're opening up your chest, you're lifting up. So you lift up as you twist, and then come back, the hands in prayer position, and come back to neutral. Plant your hands onto the mat, transition into a tabletop. Everything's neutral. And then take 3 cat-cows. Pulling your belly button in. And work with your breath. And then coming back to neutral. Step your left foot next to your left hand. You're in a low lunge, and come up for your prayer. Just find your stability. And then inhaling the crown of your head up. And then exhale, twist to the left. Again, trying to stack elbows. So that's good. You're trying to really introduce that twist. And gaze is up, pressing your palms together, and then lifting and opening. And taking one more breath. And then finding yourself back. Oh, Christy reminded me, open your arms on this side. Really. Gaze is up as we open up. And now come back to a prayer twist. Neutral position. Bring your hands back down into the mat. Find yourself back in your tabletop. Find yourself in a neutral position. And then extend right arm out, left leg. Lift the left leg. The back foot is at 90 degrees. Shift your weight forward just a little bit. Wow, that's very good. You guys look professional. And bring your hand and knees back down and do the other side. And lift. And then come back to neutral. Bring your knees to the outer edges of your mat. And then find yourself in a child's pose. Really stretch and reach forward. Wiggle your hips down and towards the mat. Begin to appreciate some things that we all possibly anticipate or are anticipating over the next week, months. What are we anticipating? What are we looking forward to? There's a lot of uncertainty now, and most of us are faced with this sense of anticipation, which sometimes can be overwhelming, but it's also the sort of the saucy, the spicy part of being alive and having opportunities and openness. So use your practice to connect yourself with that sort of concept, if you will. What is it that you're anticipating? Reach with your fingertips, wiggle your hips down, tuck your toes, shift your weight forward. We're going to move to our downward dog. Soften your knees, walk out your dog, let your head hang. Keep that lower back neutral. So if you need to, soften your knees. Press your shoulder blades into your spine. So almost allow your chest to sink forward, and you're pressing those shoulder blades into your spine, and you're trying to keep that lower back as neutral as possible. And then everybody inhale those heels up. Exhale, bring them down. Inhale those hips up, those heels up. Exhale, bring those heels down. Now really soften your knees. Inhale the hips up, and then walk your feet to the front of the mat. Opposite hand, opposite elbow. Sway back and forth. Let your head hang. Feel that stretch all along your calves, back of your thigh, your hips, those hamstrings waking up. And then toe heel feet together. Rise up one more time for mountain, reaching up. You're going to bring your hands to heart center. Step the right leg back, okay? And then everybody pivot your hips to the side of the mat. So you're going to just pivot, you're in a wide stance. Your feet are out, you're a good foot's length wider than your hips, okay? And your toes are pointed outward. We're going to reach up, and then we're going to come down to our goddess pose. And we can sway a little bit back and forth, okay? And we've stretched our shoulders. Now we get to sort of work our shoulders, okay? So we're going to go from goalpost arms to scarecrow arms, holding those elbows up. So we're going to try to stay up, straight, elbows up, and then now go goalpost arms. We'll do this 3 times. One more time. Coming down for scarecrow arms. Coming back to goalpost arms. Hang in there, guys. Coming down, scarecrow arms. Coming up to goalpost arms. Good. Keeping your arms at 90 degrees, bring them in front of you. So we're working the rotator cuff and then opening up goalpost arms. 2 more, coming together. Squat down, you're feeling it in your legs. Open up. 1 more. Come together. Then come out, and then stand up and reach. You're in star pose. Good. Take a couple breaths here. Come back down to a goddess pose. Goalpost arms. Now your arms are out to a T. Open your chest, lower down just a little bit, and then bring your arms by your side. Open your chest. Bring your arms out again, flapping our wings. Coming back down again. Inhaling up. Exhaling, coming back down. Keep that squat. Inhale those arms up, and then bring them forward. Bring them down by your side, in front of you. Up, palms down, keep that squat. 1 more. Inhale up in front. Come down, and this time inhale everything up, star pose. Good. Bring your hands to your hips and enjoy that nice forward fold. You might want to widen your stance. You might want to have a block for your head. Or you just And so make some micro movements. So in this pose, you're folding forward, but you can make some really micro movements, straightening one knee, bending the other, sort of like what we did when we were standing. And you'll get a little bit more of that stretch on that side. So you're not really shifting, you're just shifting your hips just a little bit, a bend in one knee and straightening out the other. And then letting your head hang.
And if you need to rest on a block, okay, that's good, guys. Okay.
And then let's try to use a little bit of our core here. Bring your hands to your hips and then slowly rise up.
Good. So now we're in a wide stance, side facing. Now pivot the front foot to the front edge of your mat and then open up to warrior two. Everybody should be in warrior two. Good. Watch that front knee, prevent it from creeping forward. Wonderful. Bring that left arm and bring it to your thigh and take an extended side angle and lift those hips. Lift those hips. So feel the lift from that right hip up. And then as you're reaching with that right hand, gaze up towards the sky, towards your fingertips. Wonderful. Open your chest. Okay. You can stay here. Okay. Or bring that arm that's resting on your thigh and point it forward. So now we're just going to use a little bit more power, a little bit more strength. Good, Alana. Good job. Everybody's doing awesome. Bring that arm to rest, extended side angle again. Okay. Open up to warrior two. Good. And then pivot your foot forward, your back and side facing forward fold, reaching up and then fold forward.
Hands on hips.
Rise up to rise up. Then now take the other foot. So now you're the back edge of your mat. So it's my right foot is pointing forward. My back foot stays sort of parallel to the edge of the mat, and then open up to warrior two. Open your chest. Gaze over your middle finger. And then drop that right arm onto your thighs, extended side angle. Lift the hip. Reach. And then stay here or bring your right arm out and hold it for a couple breaths. Good. Bring that right arm to rest on your thigh, your back, an extended side angle, and then open up to warrior two. And then straighten up, pivot that foot, you're back in wide stance. Walk your feet in just a little bit. So I'm just toe heeling my feet in. Okay. So now our stance is less wide. Bring our hands to a prayer position. We're going to come down to a malasana pose. So if your knees are an issue, you might want to come down on a block or just come down just a little bit and rest on your thighs. But in malasana, ideally, everyone just comes down into a low squat as you walk your feet together. Close your eyes. Take a couple breaths. Okay. I'm just curious, because Christy and I were talking about a pose. I'm just curious. Everyone has a pretty good squat, so can you put your hands in front of you? Okay. Okay. So, what's that? Okay. So there's a pose called crow pose. So we're not going to try to do anything like crazy here, but I always think it's nice to have certain poses that are poses you work towards, not because you really want to get the pose, but just because all the ingredients that go together over time, you know, um, I think are positive for our body. So mine has always been to do a handstand. Um, but the first thing you do is you do a headstand, and then you can go from there. And so one of the poses that you can start learning is crow. So if you put your hands in front of you, and my elbows are in my inner thighs, okay, and all I'm doing is shifting my weight forward, okay. So now they're resting as if I'm doing a push-up. They're just resting, and my thighs are resting on my elbows. And if you move forward and just cock forward back and forth, so my heels are lifted and I'm just moving forward. Good, guys. Hey, you guys are all doing this. Okay. Can you feel as you move forward that there's a moment if you come to your tippy toes, just come to your tippy toes where you can almost lift your toes up just for a moment, just like that. I'm not asking you to do that. Okay. I'm not asking you to lift your toes. I'm just saying, I want you to learn the feel. So shift forward, you're shifting your chest forward, your head stays up, and it's almost, you can feel like you're just, wow, I'm just resting my legs on my triceps and on my elbows. That feeling. So it's just getting familiar with that feeling. And if you want to feel what it's like, you can lift one toe maybe. Okay. And that is sort of, that's called crow pose, and it's a nice transition to a headstand. So it's just feeling what that feels like. I just wanted everyone to feel that. And then Christy is reminding me that you can use a block to rest your head. So you got some support, and then you can lift like one foot. Okay, so this is crow. You just shift forward. So all we're doing is almost shifting forward, and you're feeling like you're putting your weight on your hands. Okay, that's it. So just wanted you guys to feel that. Come back to Malasana. Everybody can come back. And bring your hands to heart center. And then rise up, rise up. Good. And I want to just see how everybody looks doing this once. We all did Malasana. Our stance is where we're comfortable. And so I'd like everyone just to come down to your Malasana slowly. And I'm just watching you guys. Good. That's good, guy. That's great. Okay, good. And then rise up. So they say that this is actually a movement that indicates longevity. So, I mean, doing this is important. Just everything that goes into being able to do this is important as we get older. Okay, bring our hands back to heart center. We're going to do some balance poses, courtesy of Christy, who has written them down for me. Thank you. Okay, we're going to start off by inhaling our arms up. Okay, and then exhaling them back to heart center. Okay. I like to start off, we can all start off differently, but I like to start off bringing, inhaling those arms up, okay, and then bend like you're taking a chair, okay, and then wrap your right arm underneath the left, eagle arms, lifting those elbows up, okay. So we're just eagle arms and then squat down. I'm just asking you guys to squat down. And then release and reach up. We're going to do the same thing, but this time we're going to wrap our arms and then wrap our legs. So we'll take a full eagle. So inhale, reach, squat down, wrap your right arm under the left, palms facing each other. And then you can stay here or begin to work and wrapping the right leg and foot if possible. Wow, you guys are really good. Good, guys. Lift those elbows, find some stillness, and then release and reach. Good. Okay, we have two sides. Inhale, reach up. Squat down. Eagle arms on the left. Wrap that left arm underneath the right. Palms to touch. You're squatting down. We're just squatting down, eagle arms. And if this is too much, you can just always do this, okay? You don't have to wrap them. And then release, rise up. Good. This time we're going to inhale, reach up, squat down, wrapping that left under the right, and then bringing that left foot over.
Oh, geez.
One side is always more wobbly than the other. That's for sure. Breathe. Gaze is up. Lift those elbows. And release. Reach up. Good. Bring your hands to prayer position. Take a couple breaths here. Inhale, right foot, open eyes, and bring it to the inner thigh for a tree pose. It's funny. And then just find your stillness. And then when you're ready, grow your tree. Reach, reach, reach. And then hands back to heart center. And release. Then walk that out. Press your shoulder blades into your spine. Open your chest. Inhale those arms up. One more time. Really reach back to heart center. Floating the left foot to the right inner thigh. You can take kickstand, tree. Find your focus, your drishti. Find your stillness. Good, guys. Tommy, you have a great tree. Grow your tree. Reach, reach, reach. Good. Hands back at heart center and release. Good. Let's see. Aha. Okay, we have standing leg raise, and then we can move that and transition that into an airplane. So standing leg raise can be a standing knee raise or a full leg raise. So it's whatever you feel comfortable with. So inhale those arms up. Exhale, bring those hands down to your hip, okay? Lift the right knee, extend the right leg, or keep that knee up. Chris, good job. Both Chris's, but it's real good. Good. Now bring your, see, that's what I had to say, and then you fell out, right? Bring your hands with your palms facing forward like they're beams of light, okay? And then you're gonna transition into airplane. So shifting your weight, your chest forward, lifting those arms, so you're lifting up, lifting that back leg, lift, lift. Wow, Chris, Nicole, great airplanes. Wow, you guys are good. Come back down and rest that foot. Just got good balance. Inhale those arms one more time, up, 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 up. Really reach, bring length. Exhale, bring those hands down to your waist. We get to lift the left leg, left knee, then extend your leg out. Find your drishti, find your focus. Drop the hands, palms facing forward, and then slowly transition and move towards an airplane. Lifting the back leg, lifting the shoulders, and falling out. It's okay to fall. And then transition back, hands to heart center. Reach up, forward fold, everybody. Okay, folding forward. Good. Okay. Everybody, find yourself on your knees. Okay. So you're basically standing on your knees, hands on hips. You can, we're just going to do a camel pose. We can do just one side. I don't know how much Christy has done, but you've done it before? Everyone can do it? Okay. Everyone knows what camel is? Oh, okay. Jeez. Look at me.
I usually do like it 3 times. You could go like 1, 2.
Okay, so one-handed camels, right? Okay.
For those of you that feel comfortable doing like, the full camel, you can do that. Okay. So inhale and open your chest. And then just look back. You can put your hands behind your hips. So you're opening up the hips, opening up your throat, your shoulders and your throat. Your gaze is back, and then come back to neutral. Okay. Now, if you want more, you're going to do the same thing. Inhaling, coming back, and then maybe reaching back with one hand. And then you can either keep your hand on your hip, or you can extend that hand up just to open up that side. And then come back to neutral. Okay. Your hands on your hip. Inhale, open. Reach with the left over left heel and extend the right arm up. Reach, open, and then come back to neutral. Good. Okay. Sit back on your feet. Okay. How's everybody feel doing that? Good. Okay. You guys all have a lot of flexibility, so I'm always worried what to do, and because I don't teach you guys as often as Christy. So has Christy ever taught you guys like the hero pose, just shifting your weight back? I mean, we're not going to go, because you can do it one leg out.
Last week.
You have done that. Okay, she's looking at me like, hey.
Just this week, wasn't it?
You guys are pros, So like, you can come down. So Christy's doing she's doing the modified where she's just bringing one leg forward and then one bent in one leg and then coming back. And then I'm just back on both and I'm just resting it here. So there's a nice quad stretch. Yeah, so Christy's just reminding me that, your hips drop in between your feet. Yes. So my feet. Yeah, so Alana, you're good. It looks like Alana, one leg or one foot might be under your, you have the left one is good. So because you want to be almost sitting into the mat. So I would, yes, that's, there we go. That's what I would do.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. And so you're enjoying that quad stretch. Good, guys. That's really good. Okay, and then come up. And so if you did one side, then just work the other side. Okay, so then extend the other leg. And then you'd come down. So this works on ankle mobility. This works on your quads, stretching your quads. Because you're trying to keep your knees down onto the mat. And just find some stillness here for a moment, letting go of tension. Good, and then we're all pretty much laying on our backs. Then go ahead and just find yourself on your back, okay? So we're on our back. So this is a nice opportunity then for us to do a few bridge. So bring your palms down beside you, your arms beside you, your heels up towards your bottom. And then lift, bring your knees together and just lift. Take a few breaths. Tighten your gluteal muscles as you lift. Tighten everything, zip it up. Bring your knees in. Pull your belly button in. And then release. One more time. Inhale up. Has Christy taught you guys wheel? Okay. And then come back down. Okay. No, it's okay. Inhale, hips up one more time, tighten up.
and release. Okay. Bring your legs, because we've done this before, so I'm going to keep doing this because I think this is a good thing to build on. So bring your legs to 90 degrees, bring your feet to 90 degrees. Okay, so they can just, you can just stay here, okay, or you can extend your arms up above your head, okay, and then you can lift your shoulders. So lift your shoulders, your hands are up above your head, lift your shoulders. Try extending one leg out, kick out one leg, keeping the other one at 90, and then extend both. So now both your legs are lifted, your belly button's being pulled in, your lower back's being pressed in to the mat, and then release, but keep your legs up at 90 degrees, arms up above you. So you just don't, keep your legs up. I'm asking you to keep your legs up. If you need to rest, and then bring them back up. So your legs are at 90 degrees, okay? Arms are up, okay? If that was too much, you can bring your arms up in front of you as you lift, and then extend your legs, okay? One at a time. So work and see what you can maintain for just a couple breaths. Okay, reach up, lift with your shoulders. Okay, your legs are 90 degrees. Extend one leg, and then extend both. Pull the belly button in, and then keep the legs up and come back down. Good. We'll do that one more time. Inhaling those arms up, shoulders up, pulling that belly button in, extend one leg, extend the other. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Come back down, keep those legs up. Bring those arms now beside you so the palms are facing down beside you. Your legs are still up, okay? And then cover your knees as you drop the knees to the right. And then coming back to center. Hover those knees as you come down to the left. Come back to center. One more time. Hover those knees to the right. Come back to center. Hover those knees to the left. Come back to center. And then pull those knees into your chest and roll back and forth. Good. Okay, bring those knees down onto the mat. Bring your right foot, cross it over to the left, recline pigeon. You can stay here, again, just working that knee outward, and you're in a figure four. If you want a little bit more, go ahead and thread the needle, thread your arm through your leg, and then pull that left knee in. I like to pull with one hand, my left hand, pull that knee in, and with my right, opening up that hip. So I'm pushing my knee outward. Good. And then release. And then do the other side. Crossing the left foot over the right thigh. And then opening that hip. And then releasing. And then if you have a block, where's that block? If you have a block, if you don't have a block, you can bring your hands underneath your hips. I like create a little triangle and it just lifts my hips up. And then I bring my legs up and my feet up and I'm in waterfall. If you have your block, you can go ahead and tuck your block under your hip. Extend those legs, bring those heels up towards the ceiling. Nice. bring those feet back down. And have you, how adventurous does everyone feel to move towards a shoulder stand?
Okay.
Do I hear yes?
Yeah, and try.
And Chris is yes. Okay. Well, I tell you what. So we can do. I mean, it's good to work towards this. So if shoulder stand is going to be too much, okay, then you can stay in a waterfall. Okay, that's like your inversion. Okay. Okay. So Christy, let's show us our itsy bitsy moves towards shoulder stand. So Christy rock and rolled herself forward. So really, you want to bring you're in your back, your arms are right beside you, and then you just sort of rock back. So I like bringing my knees sort of over my shoulders, and then I grab my lower back, and then I just walk my legs forward. Okay, that's shoulder stand. Okay, and then you can stay in shoulder stand depending on how much, or you can start lowering your legs down for like what's called a plow pose. Okay, so you can do that. Just playing around with the shoulders, it's just lifting. If that's too much, so if I was to work towards it, it's a little bit of core to move into it, but then you do have to have a little bit of core. I would just work on just rolling back. So if I was working towards shoulder stand, I would put my arms down beside me, have my knees bent, bring my knees over my shoulders with my legs bent, and just rock back. It's sort of like doing the crow. We were just getting the feel of it just by rocking back and forth. And then you get into it, And so that's all I would do. So, and then keeping your neck neutral, okay? And you don't want to put the weight on your neck. It's truly on your shoulders. So you're just rocking over onto your shoulders. Like that, just a little rock. So for those of you that can extend, that's good. And then find yourself back in your waterfall or shoulder stand. And then slowly come back down. Okay, good. So those are all possibilities, right? Let's grab our strap. We should all have our strap. We're laying on the mat, okay? We should bring our right knee into our chest. And then use the strap to wrap it around your right foot, bringing that leg heel up towards the ceiling. And using the strap to gently guide your... Good, you guys got very good hamstring mobility. That's impressive. Okay. And then grabbing the strap with your right hand, and then slowly keeping the leg straight as possible. So don't bend the knee. Open up that hip and bring the right leg down. And then allowing gravity in your breath to loosen everything from your kneecap all the way up to your inner thigh and groin. You should feel a nice stretch. Really above your kneecap, you should really feel that. A lot of ligaments that tend to come together right above that area, above your kneecap and your inner thigh. And then slowly guide that knee towards your ear. And then guide that leg up in front of you. Grab the strap with your left hand, and then gently guide, trying to keep your hips planted. Let some of the slack on that strap go. And then cross that leg over. Bring your gaze over the right side. Extend your right hand. Nice spinal twist on the right.
Bringing gratitude to your hips that are always holding us up. Have that tendency to get contracted as we sit all day. Maybe our posture isn't the way it should be with the neutral hips, neutral pelvis. This gives us the opportunity to take care of our hips.
And then bringing the leg back to center, hugging that knee in. And then loosening that strap, extend that right leg onto the mat. And now bring your left knee into your chest, really tuck it in. And then use your strap around the left foot. Extend the left leg up, left heel up. Pulling your belly button in a little bit. And then gently guiding that knee towards your nose. And then grabbing the strap with your left hand, again slowly, letting some slack up, keeping that leg straight. Slowly come down. And as you're about to hover over the mat or the floor, then begin to release more tension. And then gently guiding that foot towards your shoulder. And then coming back up to neutral.
And grabbing the strap with the left.
The right. And crossing over the right, spinal twist on the left. Open up the left arm. Gazes across towards your left hand. And then bringing that leg back up to the center. Bringing that knee into your chest. Hugging both knees in, grabbing your toes with your peace finger. Taking a happy baby here. Swaying back and forth a little bit. And letting go of those toes and those legs. Bring your feet back down onto the mat. Extend the left leg to the left corner of the mat. Extend the right leg to the right corner of the mat. Inhale your arms up. Reach and reach. And then let yourself sink into your final resting pose. Slowly wiggle your toes. Appreciate
Begin to appreciate everything you have that starts within you and your breath, your mind, your body, the people around us. Extend the right arm up, roll towards your right, bring your knees up towards your chest. Keeping your eyes closed, slowly finding yourself in a seated position. Hands to heart center. As I mentioned, I found myself, like my mind, anticipating so many things that are going on right now, both at a personal, local, and national level. So I thought about anticipation and how it can be sort of good and bad, but it's actually sort of a spice of life. And I thought found a pleasant quote from a Winnie the Pooh book, out of all things. And so Pooh says, "Well," said Pooh, "what I like best," and then he stopped and thought, because although eating honey was a very good thing to do, there was a moment just before you began to eat it, which was better than when you were. But he didn't know what it was called. And we know that's anticipation. So I hope the anticipation that each of you may have inside for things that we're hoping for, looking forward to, or I hope they come to fruition, and enjoy that anticipation, that spicy time right now, because it in and of itself is special. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.
Namaste.